Hello and welcome back to sportsbookreview.com and our continuing World Cup coverage. This is where it starts to get really interesting because we're now finally, I've been waiting this time for so long, to break down the matches. And we've got four today that we are going to break down. And we have got, drumroll, Stuart from tipsterhq.com representing Team Bankroll. Love the t-shirts, Stu. Love the t-shirts.
Hey guys.
Yes.
Never one to turn down a free t-shirt.
Yes. Looking good. I did hear though that you refused the red.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously. Come on.
Yeah, Arsenal, you know?
I know.
Arsenal.
I know, but I think you'd look good in red, Stuart. Look how good Alex looks in red.
Yeah, but I don't support Arsenal. I don't have a problem with
It's
Arsenal.
Romania's national colour, so come on. He should look good in red, otherwise he wouldn't be holding up the honour of his country.
There you go. How excited are you? Now obviously World Cup has started. We were doing sort of videos beforehand, but now it's, it gets to the matches. How are you betting these ones? We had Ed Feng on the show yesterday. I know you were watching, and some people were sort of a bit iffy about systems, but we know that your system works. Have you used a system with this one? Are you using your head, or how did you go about capping each of these matches?
Well, there is a system I'm using. I'm not going to say what it is because it's actually relatively simple, but it's made some decent money in the past in international competitions, and I'm hoping it will do me well again. I just missed out on a profit in the last World Cup, but made a profit during the European Championship. So with this, I'm expecting it to do well. I did think Ed was excellent. I saw he got a fair bit of stick, but he was talking about some really interesting stuff, and I think perhaps people maybe got the wrong end of the stick in some places because a lot of what he was saying lined up with exactly what I do. So, maybe that's why I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, listen, we've said as well, like off camera, I'd love to get you both together and sort of compare systems and stuff like that because I respect what you guys do. I can't get my head around it, but listen, you provide winning tips for us every season with Team Bankroll. So listen, the numbers don't lie. Let us begin. Are you ready?
Well, I'm ready. What to tell you? I was waiting for this moment for the last 4 months. We are preparing this heavily for the last few days. So this is the first proper show of the World Cup. We played a little bit with the Aka show. We will have 5 of those for the whole World Cup. We talked with Ed yesterday. It was nice, but me specifically, I don't trust statistics when it is, most of all, when we are playing about international football, because I'm sure that statistics can work for the domestic leagues, Premier League, because La Liga and so on. But it's a little bit difficult to predict them on the international level.
Oh, Stu did good. Stu was with us last World Cup, so.
But Stuart is different. I think that also it's not only his systems. He's also watching the matches. He has, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He's
combining system knowledge and just being.
I watch a lot of football, pretty much every international match during the World Cup and the European Championships. So, I'm going to be busy over the next month.
Yeah, I know, but awesome stuff. But anyway, listen, let us kick off, starting with Russia versus Saudi Arabia now. Russia 1.47, draw 4.7, and Saudi Arabia 11. All the odds I'm quoting is with Bet365. If you do not have a bookie, we thoroughly recommend, Team Bankroll recommends Bet365. I have put the link in the description. Sign up. They also do great in playing as well. Obviously, host Russia automatically qualified. They play Saudi Arabia. Quite a nice match to start off. They are not looking confident to get out of their group, but against this match they will be looking to pick up some much needed points. Stuart, our guest, start us off. What are you looking at here? Russia 1.47.
Well, I think this is probably the first of my crazies because this one with an awful lot of pressure on them. I mean, this is the one game they're really expected to take maximum points from. The rest of their group looks quite a bit tougher, but this one, they're really under a lot of pressure. And I don't think Saudi Arabia are as bad as people are making out. I think, they've actually got a chance of getting something from this one. So I'm going for the draw at 4.43 with Pinnacle. Now that is a little bit out there, but Russia are a very, very poor side. They wouldn't have qualified, I don't think, if they hadn't been actually hosting the damn thing.
Yeah.
And there's so much pressure at home for them, and I think it's going to tell. It's just going to push them over, and it's going to be too much. Not a great Russia side, and the combination of poor form, poor team, and loads of pressure will tell.
So 4.7. I almost thought you were going to go for Saudi Arabia. I thought that would be
Oh, no,
even
not
crazy for you, Stuart. You know, but talking another one bet that I'm looking at is it goes against the bookies though. It's not my official bet. Both teams to score. I think Saudi Arabia can get a goal here. I'm not officially playing it. What do you think?
Yeah, they should. We're talking about the two worst teams amongst the worst teams in this World Cup. Plus their defensive side, which they cannot. They always fail to keep a clean sheet. They are conceding in most of their matches. So yeah, Saudi Arabia have all the weapons to score against Russia. Because exactly like Stuart said, the pressure is on Russia, it's not on Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, well, we've got Abdul says a good cause too. I know a lot about Middle Eastern soccer, but a lot of others actually saying Russia win 2-0, 1 or 2-0. Russia have to win this game, says Barsaman. Abdul is going for Saudi Arabia plus 1.5. That was actually a bet that we were looking at this morning, wasn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
Give Saudi Arabia plus.
What's the odds on that?
Pardon?
What's the odds on that?
I think it was.
I didn't see that one, I have to say.
I think it was like 1.7.
Yeah, 1.72.
Wasn't it? It
1.72.
was,
It's
yeah,
not
it was
too
something
bad.
like that. That was the one. But funnily enough, and then after that, I said, "No, Alex, we can't talk because we have to talk on camera. Like we can't sit and talk about this now. We have to come up with our own bets, and then we'll discuss them off camera, on camera. Sorry. Russia win 2-0 for anybody interested is 1.95. What are you going for, Alex?
I already see my bet on the chat. And as what you're doing, again, you're reading my emails. I'm going for Russia and under 3.5 goals in the match at 1.85. It should be a cagey match. Doesn't matter that these two sides are very bad in their defense, but they lack firepower in the attack also. So who will score? I don't know who will score from Saudi Arabia or who will score from Russia. I think that Russia are in dreadful form right now, coming after 7 winless matches, failed to win against Iran, Austria, Turkey in the process. Yes, we are talking about friendly matches, but for Russia, they were important because they didn't play qualifier matches, you know? So they should take advantage of their home soil right now. Doesn't matter that the pressure is on them. 1.44 for Russia to win, I wouldn't play that. Straight bet. But Russia and under 3.5 at 1.85 looks like a decent price for me.
Yeah, shop around for your odds there. I've got 1.8, so shop around for your odds. That's the bet I'm going for, Russia and the under 3.5 goals. I did see a comment as well. Somebody was saying they thought it was going to be a board draw. Bet365 has it's called World Cup 2018 board draw money back. So basically, if you bet on anything like last goal scorer, anytime goal scorer, first goal scorer, half-time, full-time or whatever, and if it finishes 0-0, you get your money back. Go onto their site, check it out. There's more information on there.
Plus some important stuff on Bet365. First deposit bonus till $100. So you build your bankroll and start to bet on a World Cup with $200, you know? So you double your money. And they have a lot of promotions, in-play betting, like you said. They are incredible. Actually, Bet365, I started to bet with them 16 years ago when I started betting online.
There we go. All right. So there we go. First bet in for the first match of the World Cup. Egypt versus Uruguay now. Uruguay 1.61, draw 3.75 and Egypt 7. Stu, just before with this show, we did an ACCA bet, 10-bet ACCA bet each, and we both had Uruguay to win at 1.61. Are those odds good enough for you to take? A lot of people are on that Uruguay win against Egypt.
I've got one bet that's very close to that in this 4-game spread we're going to be talking about, but it's not this one. For me, I think that's a little bit too low. I think Uruguay are going to win this. They're the better side. But they've also got some players that are starting to get a little bit too old and, you know, starting to retire and haven't really got the golden generation of players coming through. I think maybe later on those players will come in, but right now they haven't got the players ready. So they're relying on players who are in their 30s or in their 34s and plus. And I think they're basically just expecting to play a good game and expecting a bit of magic from Luis Suarez.
Yeah, yeah. Luis Suarez, anytime goal scorer, 2.04. You get Cavani, 2.25. Mo Salah, a further 4.5. I can't even read your writing.
Okay.
He's like pointing me to a piece of paper. We've talked about your writing.
Edison Cavani at 2.25.
Is that your bet? Is that your bet?
No, it's the max my bet. I have
Yeah.
3 of them.
Okay,
Yeah,
three. Are you in three?
I'm going with 3 of them. Yeah.
Hard and heavy, hard and heavy. Well, Uruguay 1.61. I have to say, I'm going to kick it right off. That is my bet. I really like that bet. I think there's value in that, and I do like some of the anytime goal scorer markets. Something I'll probably play in play. What are you going for, Stu?
I'm going for both teams to score in this one. As I said, I think Uruguay are going to get a goal, but I also think Egypt have a goal in them as well. Neither of these sides are particularly great in defence when up against pace. Certainly Uruguay is susceptible, and I think Egypt have some pace in attack and could do some damage. So at 2.55 with Betfair, and it's not very often I go for a Betfair selection because of the old exchange, but 2.55, I think that's a good bet to get into early and maybe look to trade out of later.
By the way, Stuart, Mo Salah, we're not sure if he will play or not for Egypt in the first match. He's still recovering
I
from
don't think he will.
the shoulder injury. So without him, do you think that they will have the same pace in the attack?
They've still got some very fast players. You look through their team; they've got some pretty nippy players in there. Is it the ex Stoke player? I think he's just moved on. He's very, very quick, and up against a Uruguay side that's just starting to creak, I think there's a chance there. And Egypt players generally pretty good at running. There's some good pace in there.
Some good pace. All right. Egypt has no attack, Stu, says Abdul. So let's wait and see. There's a couple of other cool bets that's coming in. Barcelona, Uruguay, a team total 1.5 at 2.02. Saeed is starting with the Martin Classic, Uruguay, and the under 4.5 goals, 1.95. Uruguay all the way, says Anzi. So interesting. Yeah, Euro wins by at least 2 goals. I saw also Uruguay minus 1.5. No one's going for that. Both teams to score bet on the chat.
Just me.
But you, Stu, but you. So go on, buddy. What do you got?
Barsaman and An S are playing one of my tips. Uruguay 2+ team goals, total team goals over 1.5, which translates also in that. 1.91 with the Bet365. Banker Uruguay at 1.61. You know that I normally don't play under 1.7 the odds, but it's the World Cup.
We've been doing videos for many years.
I'm safe. I'm safe. Okay. And Edison Cavani, anytime goal scorer at 2.25. 3 plays I have. But I really like this one, Uruguay over the 1.5 total team goals with also Anes and Barsaman are with me on this one.
Yeah, it seems like quite a few people actually really like that bet. Interesting stuff. All right, Morocco versus Iran now. Morocco 2.3, draw 3, and Iran 3.9. Both teams obviously not predicted to qualify from Group B. Both likely to be thrashed by the likes of Spain and Portugal. But I think in this game, both will be playing for those much needed 3 points. Who will win? Will there be a winner? Will it be a draw? Let's start off with you this time.
Yeah, I'm going straight with Morocco at Morocco, or how you say it, 2.3 with the Bet365, and I'm going because they are excellent. They have very good players all over the pitch, starting from the defense with Benatia. They have also a young player from Real Madrid in their defense, which caught some minutes, played some minutes this season for Real Madrid, and I really liked him. They are very, very good, and their recent form, I think that they haven't lost a match in the last year. Or so, I think so. 14 from their last 18 matches.
Yeah, no, I know. They went on a straight run.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
in the sort of the African teams. But yeah, that should give them the confidence to win their first match. I'm hoping.
They have a decent side. Iran are amongst the worst team. Nike pulled off the contract with them. They will go barefoot in the World Cup. They will not wear their shoes. So let's wait and see what will happen with Iran. But at 2.3 for
Yeah.
Morocco, I think that the odds are huge.
Yeah, yeah. And Anes as well. Morocco should win. They don't have a bad squad. A lot of people here are liking the Morocco. Although, actually, I've got a couple here. Iran double chances, my bet, says Abdul. Sanjo 2-2. I actually have to say, if I was playing the goals market, I'd lean to the under 2.5 goals, 1.44. And really based on Morocco's like solid defence. Their 14th best defence in the World Cup, Stu. What are you going for?
Well, you've got close to what I'm going for. Morocco have a very solid defence, but if you look at Iran's defence over the last few years, Carlos Queiroz has got them really well drilled, and I don't see them conceding many in this one. I think they're going to concede one, but not many. So I'm going for under 2 goals in this, which is 1.67 with Pinnacle. I think at worst I'm going to get my money back on this one. I'd like to see it win, though. I think we could see a 1-0 Morocco win. As Alex said, they've got some good players in there. They've got some nice creative players in there as well. The Real Madrid right back you were talking about, he played 2 Champions League games for Real Madrid last season, and they were both against Spurs, and he drew one and lost the other. But I'm not going to dwell on that at all.
I like that actually, the under 2 goals. Mine's the straight Morocco win. I like those odds there. Morocco draw no bet. I don't know what the odds are for that, but
or it should be around 1.7.
Do you think? Oh,
1.65, 1.7.
That's a really good bet. I might also add that to my ACCA actually. Bump up the odds. All right. Next we have got Portugal versus Spain. Actually, it's not my order. I've lost my order. No, is that the order?
Yes.
Portugal versus Spain. Spain 1.91, draw 3.4, and Portugal's 4.75. It's the first biggest match of the World Cup tournament. I think it plays on Sunday, doesn't it? It's 12 o'clock our time, which is nice because a lot of ours starts at like 6 a.m. Obviously, the Euro 2016 winner, Portugal, winning mostly on draws. They've got, but then the likes of Spain and the top players that Spain has in their arsenal. Spain should win this group and certainly favourites to win the World Cup. Spain 1.91. Stuart, I have to say I quite like those odds, but did you find something else?
I'm kind of going to go against you on this one. I think Spain have got an excellent side until you get to their forward line, and then there's a lot of average players in there. They've got Diego Costa, who is a very, very good player, but he's unreliable in terms of fitness. He's been in and out of the side. He spent half the season sat on the sidelines because basically Atletico Madrid couldn't play him. In fact, they couldn't even legally sign him till January. And I think that half season kind of blunted him a little bit. He's a really good player, and I think he's going to score enough goals to get them through to the next round, and I think they'll do very well in this competition. But for me, I think Portugal actually have a really good chance in this. And if you look at the odds, the value here is for a Portugal win, but instead of that, I'm going to go for Portugal plus 0.5 in the Asian handicap market, 2.1 with Pinnacle.
So the same with the draw double chance. Let's
more or less.
Draw double. No,
double
it's
chance.
the same thing. So if you guys find better odds on draw double chance than on plus 0.5, you go for it. It's the same bet. If you like what Stuart has to say.
I have to say, looking at the comments, you stand alone, dear Stuart. We've got here, I like Spain here, says Termino Tormo. Sanjo says Spain 1-0. Spain to win, great odds, says Stefan. Barcaman, Spain team total over 1.5 goals. Spain to win against Sanjo. Both teams to score, though. That's another bet that I was looking at in this match. Both teams to score. I'm not playing it, but it's definitely one of my secondary bets. Stu, do you think we're going to see goals from both sides?
Yeah, I was looking at that one as well, I have to say. It didn't make it for me because I think it could be a fairly low-scoring game. Portugal have got a lot of very good young players coming through, and I think they're going to impress people over the next few seasons. I think maybe it's a competition too early for them. I think next time round we're going to see a lot of very, very good players, but we're also going to see a lot of very good French players as well. But I'm sticking with what I've got. I know I'm still out on my own, but often that's where I make the most money. So
Well,
I'm kind
listen,
of happy with
Stu,
that.
Heinze has just popped into the chat saying Portugal outright, the clear value for me, so you do not stand alone.
Yeah,
There we go.
there is
You stand
value.
with Heinze. All right.
I know that Diego
One
Costa
thing though, guys.
is a good player, but they also have Isco. They also have Asensio, player that can make difference. Can make the difference from Real Madrid. I don't know if Iniesta will play 90 minutes in this match. I'm really scared that this is the first match. After that, they have two easy matches. Both teams have two easy matches, so we might also see a draw. Which I'm hoping for both teams to contribute on the scoreboard at 2.15. 2.15 for both teams to
Are
score.
you taking it?
Absolutely, this is my official bet for this match. This is why I'm scared a little bit to play Spain. If it was knockout stages, the first round doesn't matter what knockout stages. I would take Spain blindly. But this is the first match from the World Cup, so I'm not going in that direction. I really like both teams to score at 2.15.
Have you seen who's on the chat?
If this was
Are you
if
seeing
this
this
was
chat,
not in the
Stu?
group stages, this was later in the competition, I would be all over Spain. But right now, at this level, and also today's news about Spain's national team manager going to Real Madrid, I think
Yes.
that's actually made things even better. So I'm expecting those odds to go down a little bit because I think the Portugal odds will shorten. Spain, I think, could be a little bit unsettled by their manager signing up for Real Madrid next season.
I don't think that it will matter for the World Cup. I think that he will concentrate, he will be really focused 100% to win the whole competition. I have them to win the competition as a future bet. And yeah, best of luck for him for Real Madrid, at Real Madrid. But who came on chat?
I know, Bernardo's watching.
We love you,
Bernardo!
Bernardo.
I know. Oh, yeah, he's a long-time team bankroller, and
Yep.
hopefully he's coming on. I was chatting with him. Hopefully he's coming on next week. Bernardo, are you coming on the show next week? It would be great to have the king of the Asian handicap back on.
Absolutely.
He knows his stuff when it comes to the.
I wanted to say that when Stuart said under 2 goals on the Asian handicap, I said you took that information from the king of the Asian handicap, Bernardo Baltazar.
Unfortunately not. I think a lot of people would be backing it if I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really like that bet, Stu. I think I'm going to take that one as well. Okay, listen, this comes to the part of the show. We will be clipping this last bit as well. If you guys just want to hear the bankers, I know some of you do. There'll be a lot of videos to get through. So we have drum roll. The Bankroll Bankers. We're just going to do a bankers. We're not going to do a two-team parlay because each day there's generally going to be 3 matches. So it's just the banker. And as our beloved guest, Stuart from Team Bankroll, Tipster HQ, what are you going for? What is your favourite banker bet?
I think my favourite bet out of all of this is the crazy one, and I think I would be doing people a disservice if I didn't go for it. So Russia versus Saudi Arabia, draw 4.43. So if we're going to kick things off, let's go strong.
We don't have drinks to drink for this crazy bet.
I know,
Next time we'll prepare ourselves. Come on.
I know,
We should
exactly.
bring on the beers.
Next time Stu's on, then we've got to get some beers for his
Exactly.
crazy bets. Exactly. We'll be drunk by the end of the show. All right. Okay, what are you going for? Bankroll banker.
Uruguay to win 1.61. This is my banker for today's show.
It's mine too. I love it. Yeah. Bankroll banker, Uruguay to win. It's part of my ACCA. I love the odds. I can't complain. 1.61. That wraps up the very first of our match previews with the lovely Stuart from tipsterhq.com. Hopefully you'll be back on next week to preview some more matches. And what else? What's coming up next? Alex versus the World is coming up next.
Big man is coming, yeah.
Big man on campus to challenge him for the first. So we'll run through the rules of the game. But Stuart, it's been an absolute pleasure. Best of luck with all your World Cup bets. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. See you soon.